Okay, we're working on number 3 for this series. So I figured something out, and I'm not about to trash this and go back through it because the premise is going to play the same across the board. Let's see if I can. I want you to focus. All right, so remember these are our two droids, and right now I've cut out the 2C phase. I think it's a good way to do it. I think that's a fine way to understand some things, but we're going to do something very different first. So we want to just create a droid because we want to be able to play with this droid without creating other droids. And we want this to be our hard line right here. Now, as far as what code is concerned, we can't do shit all fuck nothing in a big ship. So this definition doesn't mean anything to you. Right off the hop, we're going to start working backwards from Y and X. So first things first, let's play this random function. Okay, and we got hello in the middle. That's what she does. That's what she does. That's what this program does to hack it, to do anything in it. So let's first things first. Get it in there. Let's delete that. Delete the Y. Oh, we got us a situation here, boys. She's doing things. Now, this is important because this is going to come up again later. So I want to be able to fix that. We can mark that. We could say, now that I know that it did this, what my second droid should be, now this is going to do all kinds of stupid things in terms of how it does whatever it does, is going to be this bot right here. Now again, my numbers were different because I went a different route when I started. I actually started from here instead of doing this, which actually puts it in the bottom position. Hi, hello, and she's a cook and she's doing things here. And so according to that, we'll go back here. According to that law of the universe as she's happening, I would start with that XY location because that's going to give you, I think what it does is goes up on the top and accordingly it would go down to the bottom, but I'm not exactly sure about that. But we want these bots to actually physically go through those codes, each individual part of it. We're going to go through the X backwards on this because this is the first thing you can actually change and see it do a result and have some kind of mechanical action inside of there. Then we're gonna, once we fiddled around with those two things, because I know X and Y are a position, right? No, not that big of a deal to go changing around with that. It doesn't break anything here and it's super easy to change. Then I know this is also a kind of a vector position. I'm not exactly sure what V does, but I know it's important. Later on I actually changed that to an H, and I figured when you do that it changes it over to a certain position relative to these things. When you get rid of the X, this will put it on the middle stage or the top line or something to that effect, and I'm sure this will too. So we're gonna have to fiddle around with this in terms of what bots we build to make sure that we've actually done that. We remember what it looks like. The code does this on a play. I could go back and test it, because a lot of times when you're dealing with like Ryman's pattern and stuff, like did I already get that pattern? Is that 1001 AB thing that I already did in a 3-bit matrix or whatever? And that's nasty killer, Poncure and Hodge's conjecture and Ryman's hypothesis. That thing is nasty. But this is the proof of that. So when we're going through here, we get to say, you know, okay, so there's multiple ways to get. All right, so where was top? Yeah, all right, so H center top is going to play it out like this. And if I get rid of one of those X and Y's, it'll do the same thing. Now, mind you, I haven't touched any of this other code yet. We're not that far yet. We need to be able to just understand what this is happening in coordinates to that 0, 1 function I did earlier. Now, I already deleted off of here because I wanted to actually start with this before I got into that matrix. Because again, there's something between that first original page, and this is important to that for some reason for it to actually get it to working, because I don't know if this is part of the bifunction or if it's in this material, or how to get out of that feedback loop, because I don't want that. I want to be able to input a picture, figure out what those are, understand that language inside here, because otherwise you're going to be dead in the water. Now, apps are designed and built. Patent intellectual property for when you go to get that patent signed is a little different. It's fine on your home computer. You can build it any way you want. Go to the patent office and get the fair usage. When you go to sales on that, that's intellectual property. So that solves a lot of problem inside here. well, to code differentials, that you pretty much did the same code except for this little hashtag here, which is some bot program about this here, where the differential is quite considerable, and the results are going to be real close to the same anyways, right? You know, it's basically Pooh Bear and Jungle Book, right? You know, Walt Disney playing the game in here. So, you know, we're pushing that standard because eventually I'll teach you how to do that in this set. I don't know if it's good. That's not important yet. We're getting it to do a code on a thing with zeros and ones on the home screen for the back line, and I can use this one. Or I could use, again, this original Android set to get that to moving around from this location a little different. It's an action. It's moving something, and it does provide a very in-depth equation about what I want that foundation to look like, because there's a series of numbers of steps happen here in function that are obvious to the ability to make simple connections that make this what it does. So I just want to put that note in there. So again, hopefully you get a good idea what I'm talking about here because all of that should be fundamentally linked into the importance of which steps, how I'm programming that in there, because in this language, that's how that's going to work, non-local to some of that stuff, or at least I do believe. Catch you on the next one.